Like when I was, let's say, in the happiest moment of my life, wow, I cannot write, man.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
music is not coming to my head. But when I'm down, it's like, all the ideas coming in.
Yeah.
I can write like 10 songs. That I was in a really dark place. I wouldn't get out of bed. I wouldn't eat. My mom literally had to drag me out of bed just to force feed me because I
Right.
really wasn't eating.
Right,
Wasn't
right.
leaving the bed. Wasn't leaving the room.
Right.
All I did was cry.
Right.
Nobody knew what was wrong with me. Was it glamorous? It seemed glamorous, on Instagram.
Right.
But we don't have crew. It was just us.
You were setting up everything, coordinating.
Basically lah, yeah. Macam start to finish, macam dari driving to picking up our stuff, bringing our stuff, everything kita buat sendiri lah. So,
Right.
We're still up and coming.
So 100 ringgit a year is actually quite okay.
Yeah.
Especially for Malaysians who wants to do music.
And if you're in a band, you just split it 5 ways, 4 ways.
I think I wrote that almost immediately after finding out this guy who came back into my life. I call him and his girlfriend answers.
Can you give us like a
chorus?
a chorus, yeah.
Sinaran mentari menyinari
Hey.
menusuk ke jiwaku ketika bersamamu.
In a band, right? What is your dream? What do you foresee like AURUMN to be,
Malaysia tour and Southeast Asia tour and then world tour.
Welcome, guys.
Thank you, Brandon.
So, AURUMN, how did you guys get the name?
We were all racking our brains for a name, and then I had an idea, like, why not we take one of the elements in the periodic table and then let's take it from there. And then I figured gold in the periodic table is AU,
Okay.
which is short for AURUMN without the N.
All right.
And then we just decided to add the N so that we can pronounce it like autumn,
Okay.
but with the R, yeah, AURUMN.
I see.
So when
I
people
see.
ask like what the N is, they just say Nisha.
Nisha, okay.
I'm like, okay, I'll take it.
Right,
Yeah.
right. So for me, I would think of it as aura and autumn, like two things
Yeah.
combining together and stuff, So I think before I reached out to you, I think that's one of the things that it really struck my attention, But for you guys, when you guys like market yourself and whatsoever, I mean, like, do you guys go back and forth with like the name and all, or like do you kind of like want to put it out as like a very flowery name, or like do you want to come off as like a more rock band, kind of thing,
I would say a little bit of both. So we play shoegaze. So that's sort of the in thing right now when it comes to the music industry. A lot of new bands are playing shoegaze right now, and we're one of them.
Okay.
And essentially what shoegaze is very loud instrumental music
Right.
with sort of dreamier vocals. So it's a mesh of those two worlds.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So wait, what is shoegaze?
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's
maybe-
get Hazim to take this.
Yeah, because to be honest, I've never heard of the term shoegazing before.
I mean, like, it's just really loud.
So it can be any genre, but like as long as it produces some
it's
sort of.
closer to alternative music, something like that. It's been around since the 90s.
Oh wow! Okay. So it's normally within like the rock realm, basically the rock.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think so, yeah.
Okay. And how would you categorize AURUMN to be? Like what kind of rock it is?
Sebab saya write music banyakkan for AURUMN, so since childhood I listen to a lot of pop music. It's a mix between shoegaze, rock, alternative rock, and pop.
Okay.
And I like to highlight the pop a little bit more.
Okay, I see. And do you think like, because since you highlight the pop a little bit more, it fits a lot of crowds,
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
But Nisha, I mean, tell us about yourself. So growing up, was this always something you wanted to do?
Yeah, I would say yes. Growing up, my uncles were in a band
Okay.
with my brother because my uncles are closer in age with my siblings than my mom. So they were in a band. So I grew up watching them and seeing them make music, and I felt really inspired. And I really loved Hannah Montana, all of Hannah Montana,
Yeah. So you would say you're a Disney kid, yeah?
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
I definitely was a Disney kid.
Yeah.
So grew up watching Hannah Montana, the glitz, the glam, the guitar, the singing. And I felt like, you know what? That's what I want to be. I want to do that.
Yeah.
So I remember being around 8, and then my brother is 7 years older than me, Putra,
Okay.
yeah. And he was already in the band. And
Okay.
then I wanted him to teach me how to play a song on the guitar.
Right.
And then he didn't want to. And I
Right.
started crying.
Right.
And then so
So you felt kind of like left out.
yeah,
and stuff like
exactly.
that.
Because I was just a kid. I totally understand though, looking back. And then when I hit 13, when I was Form 1, I decided, there are these guitars laying around. He's off to uni. He's not playing his guitar. Let me just learn on YouTube.
Okay.
So that's what I did. I taught myself how to play guitar from YouTube.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So when you were learning, like self teaching yourself, like because I don't know how to read any musical notes and stuff like that. How did you get past that?
So with me, I'm the only one in the band that doesn't know names of chords or how to read notes, how to read chords. Like, so because I taught myself. So
Okay.
I know the basic chords, like C, G, A, D minor, like all the basic chords I know
Fair.
the names of. But when it comes to, more complicated chords, they're all saying like all these chord names. And I'm
Right.
like, what is that? So
Yeah,
they have to
yeah.
show me one by one.
Okay.
So it's a bit of a struggle there. And I am trying to learn how to, memorize the names of these chords and understand how they work. But basically I go by sound.
Okay.
Yeah, so it is quite a challenge. And I take inspiration from Prince as well,
Okay.
because he never learned how to read chords.
Okay.
And he made, hundreds of albums.
Hundreds of albums, things like
So,
that. Right.
a legend, living
Well,
legend.
is it a common thing in like for musicians and stuff to actually not know like the chords and I mean like the in-depth chords and things like that?
I would say it is pretty common, kan?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty common. Tapi I would say macam I'm part of the minority.
Faham?
So dia macam kalau orang tanya macam, oh Nisha lagu you main chord apa? I'm like, tak tahu, tanya Hazim.
Tanya Hazim. I tahu nyanyi saja.
Like I will hafal the chords for our songs, and then I don't know the names of the chords. I just play lah.
For you, right? Like, would you say that you can still pursue music and play in front of people, despite not knowing like the academics or aspect of it, like the music chords and whatsoever? It's not like a stopper for you to go.
No, definitely not.
No, right? What does a typical day look like for you? Like for a person, for the both of you actually. I mean, Hazim, you're in construction, right? And Nisha, you work in the gym with your dad and stuff like that. What's a typical day look like? I think maybe for Nisha's first.
Okay.
Yeah.
So typical day. Well, my days aren't always set because obviously I don't work in 9 to 5. I don't think I ever could. But all my days are different. But generally, let's say I have clients in the morning and I'm working a morning shift. So my days would look like 7 a.m. until I clock out at 3. So on the days that I have morning shifts, I would make sure all my clients are in the morning. Maybe I have 1 or 2 in the evening. So some days are like 7 to 3. Some days are 7 to 6. But then I live really close by to the gym, so I can always go home to rest first, freshen up.
Right.
And then if I have clients at night, then I would take a evening shift, which starts at 2 and ends at 10.
Does it get tiring? Like
for sure.
going back and forth and stuff must be like, but
But I would say I wouldn't change it for the world because I work for my dad, so I can never get fired.
Yeah.
So that's security,
Yeah.
security.
Shout out to Wow Fitness.
Wow Fitness. I have a lot of clients who work in corporate and they're like, oh, I really wish I had your job. And that always shocks me because I'm like, oh, she's literally working at Bank Negara earning like
X amount of money.
X amount of money. And
Yeah,
she's
yeah.
like, I wish I had
Like-
your job. I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
It makes me stop and think macam, oh, I should be grateful.
Yeah, because like even though they might be earning more than any of us, but you have time, which is something a lot of people don't have access to, And I personally think like time is your currency and you should make full use of that, take full advantage of time, especially to pursue whatever you're trying to do in your craft, because like from what I'm seeing, I feel like you don't really have anything much to lose, and stuff, and that's a luxury, I would say,
I like that. I like that perspective.
Okay, so what about you, Hazim?
For me, I work 9 to 5. Yeah. Went to work at 9, go back at 5, and everything after that is whatever I want to
It's
do.
a totally different job from music, construction
Yeah.
and stuff. Like, what part of construction are you working in?
House renovation, something like that. Yeah.
So for you, music is like an escape, huh?
Yeah, I think so. But I'm gonna do what I'm passionate about. So
Music is number one. Right?
yeah, music is number one. Yeah.
Okay, and when did you realize this? Like, this music is your passion, going like pursuing AURUMN and things like that.
I think it's just when I didn't think about it at first, but as more and more I get into it, it becomes more important for me. Yeah.
Can you remind me when did you started playing your first bass?
Oh, 2020, I think.
Oh, 2020. I
Yeah.
see. So did you pivot from a guitar
Yeah.
to a?
Because nobody plays bass.
Oh, faham. Is that like a common thing to get a
it's very
bassist?
common. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because everybody loves the guitar.
Yeah.
Guitars. You guys have these what do you,
Pedals.
like the pedals
Yeah.
and the what do you call it? A distortion
Yeah.
thingy, right? Like, does bass have the same thing too?
They do, but I don't use it as
Okay.
much. Yeah, I
Okay.
like the very clean sound.
I feel like, you might seem quiet, but I feel like your energy when you play is a whole different thing. So in the band, who is mostly like for you guys, who's like the life of the band? Who's like the most talkative one and stuff? Yeah, in AURUMN.
She is, I think.
She's
I
okay.
am.
So you're basically the face of AURUMN,
Yeah.
yeah? I see. How many people are in the band?
4 people.
4 people. Okay. The others are like drums.
Yeah, Arif at drums, Hasif at lead guitars, Nisha vocals and rhythm guitars, and I play bass and backing vocals. Yeah.
When it comes to creating music for the both of you guys, right, in AURUMN, in the beginning stages, do you do a lot of covers, or was it more like you just immediately started off with your original?
Oh, we definitely started with covers.
Okay.
I want to say the first year. Good. The first year. First year or two, we didn't even have a name. We didn't have a set name for the band, and we didn't even know what genre we would want to play.
Okay.
Because all of us come from different backgrounds when it comes to playing and listening to music.
Understand.
Yeah. I'm more girly girl, and they're more like metal.
Yeah. So how do you bridge two?
Yeah, exactly.
Two worlds together,
So that's where shoegaze came in, because we discovered. I mean, like, not that we just discovered shoegaze. I just discovered shoegaze when they told me about it. So it's a nice mix of really loud music but also dreamy vocals. So that's where I come in. Yeah.
I've seen your social media and things like that, and I think you've been posting a lot about your music and whatsoever. But I also realized that you also share a lot about your experiences going through breakups, mental struggles, and whatsoever. I mean, how are you feeling? Like, are you good?
I'm good. I was diagnosed with depression and anxiety when I was 20.
20.
So
Okay.
it's been 6 years.
Okay.
Yeah. So in 2019, I don't remember exactly, like what happened, but I just remember that I was in a really dark place. I wouldn't get out of bed. I wouldn't eat. My mom literally had to drag me out of bed just to force feed me, because I
Right.
really wasn't eating.
Right.
Wasn't leaving the bed. Wasn't leaving the room.
Right.
All I did was cry.
Right.
Nobody knew what was wrong with me.
Right.
Because at the time, mental health issues were still a taboo, I would say, in my family at the time. And then finally, my mom caved and she's like, let's go see a psychiatrist. And then the doctor confirmed, like, yes, she has depression. And then I went on meds. Everything got better. So now I'm still on medication, anti-anxiety and antidepressants. And
Hey, but yeah, big up to you for like making that step.
Thank you.
Yeah, I
Thank
think
you,
it's
yeah.
it's
It's
very
not
brave.
easy. Yeah, it's not easy.
Right.
But I make sure to take my meds on time, keep going back to see my psychiatrist. But
Right.
it's actually really hard work. Imagine macam 1 hour of your every week or however many times you go in a month, kan? You have to lay out all your problems on the table. You have to face them. You have to feel those feelings again.
Right,
and then
right.
try to understand why you're feeling this way. How can you feel better about this?
Right.
It's
right.
not easy.
Right,
Yeah.
right. And it's a lot of people, I would say, they're not willing to have that conversation.
Exactly.
Would you say so?
Yes.
And would you say whenever something is bothering you in your head, either it's depression, anxiety, maybe some form of perfectionism whatsoever, do you share it or do you keep it to yourself most of the time?
It's easy to keep it to myself, but that's why I have a therapist.
Yeah.
And that's why I see my psychiatrist monthly as well.
Do you open up to a lot of people? A lot?
Honestly, like, I'm such an open book.
Right.
Like, I could meet you for the first time and tell you all about my problems.
Yeah,
But
and
that's
honestly,
the kind of person I am.
Yeah, and thank you, for sharing, because like honestly, I feel like it's such an honor to like hear like your story and like basically like the rawness of your journey and whatsoever, and not everyone is willing to just open up just like
Yeah.
that. So thank you, for trusting me.
No worries.
So when it comes to music and all these things, right? Would you say like when you play it as an escape and whatsoever, right? When you sing and all, do you oftentimes think of like the lost moments that you had in your past with this someone, perhaps this friendship, this relationship and stuff? How do you connect? Like,
For sure. Because when it comes to music, it's very raw and close to the heart, especially with the songs that we write. Some songs Hazim writes, some songs I write. But when I write personally, it's all about real experiences, real raw experiences. Whether it's mostly about heartbreak lah.
Yeah.
Like, let's be real.
Yeah,
Like 90% of music out there is about a
Some-
failed relationship or something.
I feel like it's some form of heartbreak and
Yeah.
stuff, but it works.
It
It
works, yeah.
works.
Because honestly, like when I was, let's say, in the happiest moment of my life, wow, I cannot write, man.
Yeah.
Music is not coming to my head.
Uh-huh.
But when I'm down, it's like, all the ideas coming in.
Yeah.
I can write like 10 songs.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I would say, like, it drives me,
Hmm. Like for me, right? Most of the pursuit of the things I want to do, whether it's like social media content, whether it's in my career or whatever things I want to do, right? To be very honest with you, all of it stems from being at a very low point in your life. Being rejected, being misunderstood by so many people, and going through depression and anxiety as well. Like for myself, I faced a fair share of experiences and things like that, right? So a lot of the content that I do on social media or maybe in my job, it actually stems from that because I actually learned to channel that energy over the years.
And I love
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Because it's so much better than, turning to drugs, turning to alcohol.
Yeah, at least it's an outlet lah.
That's
I would
good,
say
yeah.
it's an outlet.
Definitely.
But what about you, Hazim? What goes on in your mind when you play the music? Like, what lights up your soul?
Oh. I mean, when I write, tak terlalu affected by the emotions yang I'm having lah. Sebab macam, if I'm happy, I can write sad songs. If I'm sad, I can write happy songs.
Oh, so you're very versatile.
Yeah,
like-
yeah.
Oh wow.
He can.
Okay, so he doesn't have to go through a heartbreak like us. He doesn't have to go through a heartbreak like us for you to feel that. Okay,
Yeah.
and that's quite rare, I think. That's quite impressive.
I think I've heard someone give advice about it before juga. Macam, don't be affected by the emotions. Like, what if you're not sad? Macam mana you nak write music?
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
That's a good one.
So for you, like, would you say like you need to apply a level of discipline as well, even on days you're not like sad and whatsoever, to continue to produce
I mean, like, in
music?
general,
Yeah.
I'm always sad lah, but
Oh my days.
no, like,
He's
the,
okay.
the vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. It's kind of like does this like like Hulk, right? I'm always angry.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like that. You're channeling your energy and whatsoever.
Yeah, when I write, even when I'm not sad, kena lah macam channel my sadness macam tu.
So for you, it's like since you're already sad and whatsoever, like to you it's just like it just flows like water lah.
Yeah. Macam actor berlakon tak semestinya kena sad kan.
Betul.
So dia kena channel dia punya tu lah.
So what is like the most saddest song, Nisha? What's the most like saddest song have you wrote?
For now, okay, released. We have this on streaming. It's called Lie. Yeah. So that was pretty sad. I think I wrote that almost immediately after finding out this guy who came back into my life after 3 years.
Oh, wow.
He's like, I want to get serious with you and all that. And then like the next day after our first date in 3 years, I call him and his girlfriend answers. So I was like,
oh my goodness.
I was like,
Right.
yesterday everything was so different, and then today suddenly you have a girlfriend. Like, so I felt really cheated. So that was one of the.
So
saddest
sorry,
songs.
you called him on a normal like
Yeah.
weekday and stuff, and the girlfriend at the time picked up.
Yeah, and I
Right.
was like, wait, what?
So hence the song Lie.
Yes,
Okay,
the song is
okay.
called Lie.
Can you give us a line in that song? Like,
So the chorus goes, "You shouldn't have told me that you loved me." Yeah. Because he did. He said that. He's like, I've always loved you. 3 years without you is crazy. Like, I couldn't live without you.
that's crazy.
And then like, got girlfriend.
Got girlfriend.
Okay.
Yeah. So you felt like what you got set back? Is it like somebody to fall back on?
Yes.
Well, I hope you're in a better place.
Of course I am.
No, she's definitely in a better place now.
Alhamdulillah for that. Yeah.
Yeah. What about you? What's the saddest song have you sang or?
Oh,
I have a suggestion.
Yeah.
If only.
yeah. I'm gonna say that.
If only.
If only I had you.
Ooh.
Oh, okay. And you were the singer for that, or were you just playing the bass?
Yes.
Okay.
But I wrote it.
You wrote it.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's about being lonely.
So if only, is
If
it?
only I had you. Yeah.
Okay. So what's the depth of that song? That means like what is the like for your one? It's like about lying about that person and whatsoever. What about if only? Like where did it stem from?
If only it's about being alone and wishing you had someone lah. Memang rasa macam lonely lah sebab
Dah berapa tahun single?
8 years. Yeah.
Dah 8 tahun.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So
I see.
memang rasa macam sangat lonely lah. So wrote that song If Only I Had You.
Right. Who was the previous person?
Who's the you?
Oh,
Before sebelum 8 tahun tu, who was like the previous person?
cannot say lah sebenarnya.
Tapi
I mean,
lama.
Only for like a year macam tu lah.
A year lah and stuff. Okay. And this person, I mean, you really had a special relationship. It was your first love.
I don't really know actually.
Okay.
Sebab I was really young.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
To 18, 19 macam tu.
Yeah, like we don't know what we want yet at the time and stuff like that. Yeah, makes sense. Oh well, if only.
Yeah.
Is it on Spotify?
No, it's gonna be released soon.
It's gonna release soon. Okay. So when it comes to like singing and things like that, right? How do you normally like warm up? How do you normally do your warm ups? And like, what is like some of like the underrated ways to like just clear up your entire throat to your stomach and whatsoever? Yeah.
So okay, typically we don't really warm up lah. Tapi macam
Yeah.
if I were to warm up, I would follow this 5-minute vocal warm up on YouTube, and it would be something like, and then you have
okay.
to follow the note.
Okay.
So there's like bubbling, there's like R,
Oh
there's
wow.
like humming, so that really warms up your throat and your
Right.
vocal cords
Right.
to make you sing better.
So, what is your like go-to song since last time until now to always like do warm up? I'm sure every singer has like their go-to song, like.
Yeah, for me, Sinaran by Sheila Majid.
Can you give us like
A chorus?
the
Okay.
chorus? Yeah. Can you give?
Sinaran mentari menyinari,
Hey.
menusuk ke jiwaku ketika bersamamu.
Come on.
Thank
She got
you.
pipes. She got pipes. And what is like the highest pitch you could go?
Oh, I don't know the names of the I don't know the names of the keys.
So it's like,
But let's see what song. Oh, I feel like
are you good? I mean, do you normally sing on a G or do you normally go high up and stuff? Yeah.
well for AURUMN, usually it's pretty macam yesterday we went karaoke. Then I like
Yeah.
Dave lah.
Yeah.
I kasih bantai lah.
Kasih bantai lah. Yeah. Every time I go karaoke, the go-to songs will always be ABBA.
Love.
Like I think you cannot go wrong with ABBA in a karaoke place. Yeah.
I love it.
I feel like karaoke is not karaoke if you don't sing old songs.
True.
Yeah. I no matter whether you're the old or new generation, I feel like you have to sing old songs in karaoke.
Exactly.
Like, and I think also Malay songs, the old ones is
The jiwang ones.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
ini
Rock
kaki
apa?
jiwang.
What is your go-to song in Malay, Azim? When it comes to karaoke, yeah.
I don't know actually.
Oh, okay.
Semua lagu pun nyanyi je. Kalau orang
Nyanyi.
pilih, dia nyanyi je.
Yeah, he just knows all the songs.
Oh, you just know. Okay. For me, it's if I go karaoke, it's a little bit embarrassing, but it's "Eeny Meeny" by Justin Bieber.
Who raps?
Has there been a time where like you sang like in a really high pitched way and it kind of like broke your voice or like strained your voice? Have you ever gotten those experiences
Yeah,
before?
for sure. Tapi not during shows.
Okay.
I like to sing in my car.
Okay.
Karaoke.
Karaoke.
So sometimes when I karaoke in the car,
Right.
I just try to belt, try to see how high I can sing.
Right.
And then balik like, oh, sore throat.
So-
But during shows tak lah.
like during shows you already warmed up,
Yes,
you
exactly.
already okay.
Prepared. Yeah.
The adjustment of the PA system when you're performing on stage, has there have anything to do with your singing as well? Like, does it help if they adjust like the
It helps if ada monitor yang bagus lah. Macam wedge monitor macam ni kan.
okay?
Selalunya venue yang kita orang pergi tak semua ada lah. So yang you cannot hear yourself lah. So that's hard for you to sing.
Right. Because sometimes I realize that when I sing at home, for example, versus in the karaoke is like two different sounds, you know? Yeah. So I always thought like, was I crazy or something?
Because
like that, you know?
bila you sing dekat rumah, you dengar daripada in your head. Understand? Like from your mouth to your ear.
Right.
So kalau dalam karaoke, you dengar daripada monitor.
Okay.
So they're different lah.
I see. So the real sound is the one like from you when I sing right now in my head.
From yang you dengar daripada speaker lah.
Oh, dengar
so
daripada speaker
yeah.
lah. Okay, got it. What is one advice you would give to people starting out in music but they don't have like the money, they don't have the funds, or maybe they just don't have the opportunity, they're in the wrong place and whatsoever. Especially in Malaysia, how can they make that happen, you know?
I feel like it's really important to go out and make friends and make connections in the industry. Even if that means just going to a gig and saying hi to the band members, or asking them when their next gig is, showing interest. And if you don't have the funds for it, you can always make friends and then you can jam together. Like music isn't a cheap hobby. Guitars, everything, equipment, jamming studio. You need money for everything, especially recording. Recording is really expensive.
Right.
But we have found ways to cut costs.
Right.
Let's say not jamming, like jamming studios, we would choose one that's more economical for our pockets. And when it comes to recording, we have tried like more expensive recording studios, and now we're trying a different one. And we're trying to see like the difference
Right.
and which one's, better bang for our buck.
Yeah.
Always have to make research and, just make friends
I
and
think
ask
it's
around.
like knowing where your cost is going,
Yes,
all right?
exactly.
Knowing like how much you're going to be paying for this, how much you're investing your time
Yep.
and all these things. And also making lots of friends.
For sure. You
Alright.
need connections everywhere.
What was it like when you first started out, like making friends in the beginning, for someone who wasn't in this realm,
Yeah.
and going into it? Or like,
Mm.
did it took some time,
For sure. But I want to pass this to Hazim because my connections in the music industry now come from Hazim and Hasif because they're always going to gigs and talking to these new bands and making connections. So let me pass this to you.
Macam kita orang first time macam buat connection macam tu, kita orang tak fikir pun macam nak buat connection je. Kita orang nak pergi gig je. Kita nak tengok band tu, and kalau after gig macam boleh borak dengan band tu, that's connection lah. Tapi borak bukan sebab nak buat connection ke apa, sebab nak berkawan je lah.
Yeah lah, betul. It's all about the intention in the end of the day. I realized in my career, every time I chase like an agenda, right? Like whether it's money, whether it's connections and stuff, they never come.
Yeah.
They never come, But when I started focusing on the value, like making, for example, in your context, right, making good music, how can we perfect our song? How can we meet new people that can actually make this sound better? For example, how can I improve my vocals and stuff like that? Then all of the other things started to come, the money started to come, the opportunities and stuff like that. So I would say it's a little bit of a law of attraction. The moment you want something so badly, it kind of doesn't come, Yeah, but the moment you say like, like whatever and stuff like that, and the opportunities come, Would you say, speaking about community and making connections and stuff, both of you, right? Would you say that in Malaysia, the rock community, the music community is very close knitted and nurturing compared to like other markets like US or places in the West and all?
I feel like for our case, because we are really close knit, and all the other bands who we share stages with, we will always make friends and be friends with whoever we perform with, and then from there, it sort of snowballs into like, hey, meet you at the next gig, or like, hey, we're organizing a gig, like, can you guys be part of it? So I feel like, yes, we are pretty close knit in that sense when it comes to the independent music scene in Malaysia. I'm not talking about the big names lah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So would you say it's also a very supportive system as well that we have here? We're quite lucky to have that.
Some kita orang Shoegaze community memang, from what I saw, memang very supportive lah.
Shoegaze.
And compared to US, maybe it's more close knitted than US lah, sebab the scene is only in like KL and then sikit-sikit dekat negeri lain kan, sebab macam orang different state ada scene sendiri.
Right. It's scattered lah around.
And macam contoh dekat LA ada dia punya scene sendiri lah, tak kena mengena dengan tempat
New
lain.
York and whatsoever. Right. So we have our own identity. So I like that. And one thing I like about this podcast, I'm also learning new things, right? And I just learned what is shoegazing, So I mean, after today, like I'll probably start using that word more often. Okay, so I think I've spoken to a lot of people that does music or is probably in this line of work, right? And one thing a lot of people are very focused on is just producing the music and uploading and whatsoever. But I feel like in this day of age with social media and whatsoever, you also need to be a little bit of an influencer as well. You know? And I feel personally, but correct me if I'm wrong because you're the expert, right? I feel like that's a little bit of like a non-negotiable thing, that you need to be a little bit of an influencer to actually promote your market, your music these days,
I would say yes and no, because there are people who focus on making content just to get their music out there. But I feel like for us, we're more like, hey, here's our music. Listen if you want. Okay,
Right.
What would you say?
For me memang important lah, sebab macam this day and age social media, so macam okay lah you cakap you're the tools untuk get your music out there kan, tapi macam if everyone just doing it, so macam banyak competition lah, so you kena figure out a way untuk hook orang.
Right. The hook is very important when during social media and stuff like that. Okay, but like also your music alone as well lah, right? Is there still a lot of people focusing on just uploading on SoundCloud?
I think ramai.
Rather than Spotify or like maybe on TikTok and things like that.
Ramai lah yang kita orang jumpa macam tu, sebab Spotify kena keluar duit kan. So, tapi for me macam dia tak terlalu mahal lah untuk you bayar sebab dia setahun.
Oh, setahun. Oh, so macam mana dia kira the pricing and all to upload your music?
Tak sampai $100. RM100 I think 1 year. So it's
For 1
very cheap lah sebenarnya.
RM100 1 year to upload your music on Spotify.
Unlimited.
Unlimited.
Yeah.
Okay. So do you go through like a dashboard of Spotify, or is it like a third party that you have?
It's third party punya distributor.
Oh, okay. And the RM100 goes there lah, the third party distributor. So like once you got the music and all these things, right? Is it just like press upload? Is it as straightforward as that?
No, it's not.
Okay.
It's a long process juga lah sebab macam nak figure out marketing, macam mana nak release, how to macam get people's attention macam tu. So macam dia tak boleh macam terus roll out yang ni EP, macam kita kena slow-slow bagi orang notice kita buat apa, macam post story.
Okay. I see. So RM100 a year is actually quite okay.
Yeah.
Especially for Malaysians who wants to do music.
And if you're in a band, macam split it 4 ways into.
When you post a song on Spotify, for example, how do you earn money from the streams, and how do they count it? Yeah, I feel like this is something not a lot of people share.
For one stream, I think Spotify sekarang 0.014 cents, I think.
Right.
For one stream.
It's
Kan?
very little lah.
There's a thing lah yang macam controversial thing yang orang cakap pasal Spotify yang macam dia orang bayar murah semua kan. I think 0.014 cents.
So you need to get a lot. It's a numbers game lah. You need to get a lot of streams.
I think macam big artist pun macam tak terlalu pandang Spotify punya sebab macam dia orang dapat 30 million views, macam pun dapat berapa kan?
Yeah,
compared to dia orang tour lagi banyak dapat.
They're not tied to that Spotify streams and stuff. It's just like more for awareness lah, I would say. And also, aside from Spotify, is AURUMN planning to expand to Apple Music,
We're all, dah memang ada dekat.
Dah memang ada lah,
Apple
okay.
Music semua.
In the digital platforms now, you have YouTube, Spotify, and also Apple Music.
There's a lot more actually.
There's a lot
Tapi
more.
tak ingat.
Okay.
Banyak.
Sebab yang distributor tu memang dia akan supply sendiri macam you nak berapa banyak, dia memang akan bagi banyak lah.
Okay.
Platformnya.
Also, Nisha, you do content creation on the side too.
Yep.
Yeah. So how's that coming along?
I would say it's been great. Like there would be, some months where I wouldn't get any jobs. But for the past few months, it's been pretty consistent.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I would get, an invite every week or two.
And what invites are these for? What kind of events?
Mostly, beauty, health. For some reason, I'm just not getting into the fitness punya influencer.
Oh, even though you're a personal trainer.
I don't know why, but I don't know. I think it comes back to the law of attraction, I guess.
Right.
Sebab macam my main Instagram account is not much fitness. My fitness account is more to fitness, but I only have like 200-300 followers on there.
Understand.
So my main account, it's more, my face, music, makeup, stuff like that. So I think that gets more to the masses.
Right. Tell us your skincare routine on a day.
Skincare routine.
Tell us your skincare routine.
Well, it's really basic. So I use a gentle cleanser, it's gel, and then I use a toner from Kiehl's, and then I use hydrating serums like hyaluronic acid and niacinamide.
Oh wow, that's a big mouth. That's a mouthful.
And then I have
that's a mouthful.
I have an eye cream. Then I use moisturizer. Lepas tu kalau in the day, I use a sunscreen as well. Yeah, and then weekly face masks.
Yeah. I mean, we can all
monthly
look for
facials.
like tips with Nisha.
Yeah. If you have the funds, go for monthly facials as well.
It's just one thing about facials that really gets me sometimes is that they try to lock you in.
Yes.
At the end,
Yeah.
once you're done,
So I'm glad I have found a place that doesn't hard sell to me because
Yeah.
I've been to facials because I've been going to facials ever since I was a teenager because
Okay.
I had been struggling with acne. So my mom sent me to this facial place, and every time after a facial, dah lah, like sakit tau, like I was crying because it would hurt. And then
Right.
after that,
Like they really pinch.
yeah, because
everything.
they want to get all the clean out all the pores, whatever.
Right.
And then after that, mind you, I was like 17. My mom waiting for me downstairs. So she's like, "Oh, you want to buy this sunscreen? You want to buy this moisturizer, this cleanser? I give you good price. I give you 50% off, only 500 ringgit." I'm like,
Right.
"Babe, I'm 17."
Right.
And I would be like, "I don't
Yeah.
even have the money."
Yeah, I don't even have the money.
Yeah.
I'm just here for the trial.
Exactly. But yeah, so I'm glad I found.
Would you
this
say
that's
like
hard sell.
like facials they should not be cheap, but they should be more accessible and reasonable.
Correct.
You know,
Yeah.
I hope like 2025 we get more of that. You know,
Hopefully, yeah.
There was one time I went for a facial. I think it was my first facial ever. I changed my life, honestly.
Really?
Yeah, because like I didn't know how relaxing it is because like we don't often massage like or like scrub like this part, right, unless we're washing our face. But when another person does it to you, it's like
It's so nice, right? So
yeah.
relaxing.
Yeah, it's like all your problems suddenly go away. For me, I try to keep it simple. I cleanse. I obviously put SPF. I also put a little bit of aloe vera and just moisturize it towards the end. So it's as simple as that. I think I've been keeping the same routine ever since I was studying abroad.
That's good.
Yeah. So it works for me, and I think especially with guys, it's so underrated to actually have a
Skincare routine.
Yeah.
Do you have a skincare routine,
No.
Hazim? No. He does not, but he doesn't need it though.
He has a music routine. Come on.
Yes.
He has a music routine. Oh, what does that t-shirt say?
Loco.
Loco.
It's a band.
Oh, it's a
Yeah.
band. It's another band in Malaysia? Or?
Yeah.
So what, have you played and collaborated with them before?
No, not yet, but kind of know the guitarist.
Friend.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, okay.
Friend
So,
over friends itu lah.
well, I need to see this community. It sounds like a very close-knit community, Like you need to be like a special member, to be in this.
Not really lah.
When AURUMN first started in the beginning, right? When it comes to growing your community, all the way to 2025 right now, how big of that community looks like, and what does that community consist of? How does it look like?
Right now,
Yeah.
most of our gig goers mostly macam band members from other bands juga lah. So diorang datang support, and when they're playing, kita orang pula datang support. It's like that lah.
Oh, okay. So it's a mixture of people from other bands,
Yeah, and there's
like family members. And how do you foresee like this community growing? I mean, I'm sure it's growing very fast,
I think so, yeah. Yang datang gig cuma band members macam tu. Tak ada lah, cuma adalah juga yang tak ada band kan, macam fans. Tapi macam yang macam tu pun macam still boleh fill up a room of 200 people, 100 people. Still ramai jugalah datang.
So Hazim, in a band, right? What is your dream? What do you foresee like AURUMN to be? Like being in a big concert one day. Like I mean, what is your dream, and also what is your dream, Nisha?
For me macam banyak. It's not one big dream. It's macam checkpoint apa? Milestones, yeah.
Okay.
So macam dekat Malaysia macam nak play House Boom ke, macam that's the biggest festival dekat Malaysia lah pun kan. House Boom. So macam there's never been a shoegaze band yang play like that big stage. So for now macam I target that thing lah. To play big stage in Malaysia. Sebab macam tak ada band yang macam kita orang main kat situ.
And like you just work for small goals,
Yeah,
and it finally snowballs to something big.
true.
I think that's a very healthy mindset, to be honest. Because it also keeps you grounded. It also helps you to know where you are in life and whatsoever. What about you, Nisha?
All I know is I like to dream big, and
Yeah.
I want us to play at Bukit Jalil one day.
Oh wow.
Coachella.
Oh, and Coachella.
Yeah.
First stop Stadium National Bukit Jalil. Second stop Coachella.
Coachella.
So when we jam, sometimes I just say into the mic, Coachella, what's good?
Right.
It's good to manifest,
Yeah. Manifestation is
Yeah.
real. It also gives you like that hypeness, before you start singing, right?
Exactly.
Gives you that kick.
Yeah. And another thing, Malaysia tour and Southeast Asia tour and then world tour.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, looking forward to that. Hopefully, I can always get VIP tickets.
Let's make
For a tour right now for AURUMN, have you guys been to many tours? Have you guys had a recent tour?
Want to take this?
Yeah.
So we had one tour, but we were basically this other band, Heavener, the name of the band, punya macam cakap like tour buddy. Yeah,
Tour
that's the term,
buddy.
tour buddy. So it was their tour and we tagged along. So we did first stop Melaka,
Right.
and then Muar, and then so that was the tail end of their tour, and then we continued to Singapore without Heavener.
Right.
Yeah. So it was 3 locations,
3 days.
3 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And we came back on that Sunday itself. Bro, it was so tiring. So
Right.
was it glamorous? It seemed glamorous, on Instagram.
Right.
But we don't have crew. It was just us.
You were setting up everything, coordinating.
Basically lah, yeah. Macam start to finish, macam dari driving to picking up our stuff, bringing our stuff. Everything kita buat sendiri lah. Sebab,
Right.
we're still up and coming. We're still growing. We do have a manager. Our manager's name is Aiman. So he did tag along for that tour. Tapi I would say the biggest challenge masa that tour was going into Singapore. We didn't drive. We took the bus. So imagine like all our guitars, our bags, our pedal boards. We didn't have trolley. We haven't bought trolley.
Right.
So yeah, so that was our first tour.
So did it felt like a dream, like it was something very rewarding, going on that first tour,
Yes, when we got note that like we're going on tour, I was like, huh, already? Macam like, dah sampai dah.
Yeah, you thought it'd be something longer,
Yeah,
like you had
exactly.
to
Macam
earn,
like, maybe like in 3-4 years, tapi macam dah tour dah.
It happened faster than most people have heard, I think. you know.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
we didn't expect that.
2023 AURUMN started, and
No,
2020
we started releasing first song in last year.
Yeah.
last
December,
year.
Yeah.
Wow, and
December
already
last
on
year.
tour. Congratulations, not
I think
everybody.
we're still going lah. Sebab in end of this month we're going to Thailand.
Going to Thailand. Oh,
Yeah.
where about?
Danok.
Oh, Danok.
Yeah, so very close to the border.
Okay, and like there's also a Malay community there
Yeah.
as well.
Mm.
Oh, okay, and they are also aware of your
Yeah.
music and all. Okay, so is it just an AURUMN concert in Danok, or is it a
It's
collaboration with someone else?
It's a music festival actually. It's NMF. It's a gig with many artists. Maybe dalam 10 ada kot. Like around
Oh,
10.
okay.
But on paper, first festival lah.
Okay.
Yeah, first festival. It's not big, but it's called the festival, so we're gonna take it.
Okay, I mean, yeah. I mean, I think seize every opportunity you get along this way, lah.
Absolutely.
One of the questions that I've always was very curious about was what's the difference between promoting independently versus promoting via a record label? What's it like having your music independently and full control?
Lagi susah lah sebenarnya sebab macam kita tak ada manager untuk do promotions. Macam diorang kan macam dah big company, let's say Universal, everybody knows Universal, so when they put out macam post so everybody can see lah. So, macam kita followers tak ramai, kena try hard lagi lah.
When it comes to promoting on social media, would you say you have to be a little bit more creative?
Yeah, what we see right now macam ramai yang macam have to post every day. So for us macam kita orang tak rasa macam benda tu kena every day.
You don't have a deadline.
Yeah, it's just be creative, be engaging. Yeah.
And for you guys, since you guys are independent, the whatever returns, money you guys get, it's definitely split accordingly with everyone. It's like an equal understanding lah and stuff. Do you guys normally split it amongst efforts, or do you guys split it like among depending on the gig and all?
Equally, but usually kita orang macam money from the gig macam kita orang tak keluarkan, but kita orang invest lagi macam nak buat lagu baru ke.
Oh, that's a very smart. Yeah, that's a very mature thing, I would say also, because the moment people see the money, they just go spend and stuff. I think saving is so underrated, Yeah. Are you guys currently spending any investments on marketing, like doing ads or?
Not right now.
So everything is organic.
Yeah.
And you've already acquired this community, going on tours around Malaysia and stuff like that. Wow, this organic effort is really impressive.
Kita orang memang suka macam organic lah. Macam that's the main thing about growing the community. It has to be organic.
I mean, what's one thing about AURUMN is you're gonna keep it that way,
Yeah.
Just off the ballpark, any record label, whether it's a famous brand or not a famous brand, right? Roughly how big of a margin will they take? How big of a cut do record labels normally take?
I think around 10 to 14%.
Oh, sorry, how much?
10 to 14%.
Oh, 10 to 14%. Right. And that covers marketing, PR, roadshows, everything, is it? By the way, just for educational purposes, when it comes to concerts, right? The ticket sales is obviously the main source of income, but there is also a lot that goes behind those ticket sales, right? Like you got to pay the venue and whatsoever. Can you share more about information about that to our audience? Yeah.
I think kalau DIY macam kita orang just bayar venue and then bayar token to bands yang perform, then apa lagi? Tu je lah. So, kalau macam big concerts, I don't know lah.
Alright. For your experience, the main people you have to pay is mostly the venue.
Yeah, the venue is the main one lah.
Reason why I'm asking this is because if anybody who really wants to pursue music organically, independently, this is something they have to take into consideration as well lah. I think there's a very big misconception with people who are doing record labels and versus running independently. It's a whole different ball game. With so much changes happening in the music industry right now, what do you think people should mainly focus on when developing new music, for up and coming artists? Whether it's focusing on your sound, focusing on a certain frequency whenever you're producing a music and whatsoever. What is something people should mainly focus on? Yeah,
I think it's more about just writing. First and foremost, just writing.
right.
Just write as many songs as you can, and then
Even if it's not good, yeah.
even if it's not good, yeah,
Mm.
because you can always tweak it. You can
Right,
always modify it. You can always edit it. You
right.
can always work on it again. And then you can start thinking about, okay, like how much money do I need to set aside for recording? Where should I go? Ask around. Um, and then from there you figure out when to release, how to release, what to do. Because when it comes to releasing music, you not only have to go record and then upload, you also have to figure out, okay, what do we want as the cover picture, what do we want as the Spotify visualizer, what do we want to post, how do we want to post it, how which angle do we want to take this from, maybe we want to highlight a verse or a chorus.
Right,
Yeah,
right,
so
right.
there are a lot of moving parts onto
Right.
it that you have to think about.
And like these are something like people don't really take into consideration, you know,
Yeah.
when producing music.
Yeah, especially for, I mean, like we had to learn that as well because we didn't know much. I'm like, oh, we have to figure out like a visualizer. Oh, we need to upload the lyrics manually, stuff
Right.
like that.
We're in the final bit of our podcast right now, and I think we're gonna hand you two closing questions that you can share to our audience today. So the first closing question is: if your younger version is looking at you through a lens of your current self right now, what is the thing they will be celebrating and asking you to continue to pursue?
Definitely music.
Right?
Because I feel like my younger self would definitely be proud because, like I said earlier, it had always been my dream to play on stage, to sing and play guitar, and now I have made that dream come true. Yeah,
Right.
so I'll never stop playing music, and I think Hazim would say the same thing.
Yeah, same because I've been singing since masa kecil selalu menyanyi dalam rumah macam buat bising. So macam kalau tengok sekarang macam sekarang tengah sing on stage juga kan. So
Ada hasil.
yeah.
And like from depression and stuff like that, like going through mental health and stuff, you know, like that's it's like a really you guys come really far, you know. If you could describe your journey in 2 words, what would it be?
Fun, fulfilling.
Right.
You?
That's true.
Oh, you don't.
Actually, that's
Oh, tak sure. Oh, you faham?
okay. Yeah. What's the best advice you have ever heard?
My late uncle told me, just keep singing. Yeah, just keep singing. Doesn't matter what, when, where, how.
Right.
Just keep singing.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. What is the worst advice you've
Worse,
ever
eh?
heard?
People telling us like, you have to be under a record label. You
Right.
have to be tied to these big companies to succeed. Like you'll never get gigs or shows if you don't have a record label.
Right.
No, it's not true.
What about you, Hazim? What is the best advice you've ever heard?
I don't know.
And that's the kind of person he is.
And what is the worst advice you've ever heard?
Similar to her lah. Macam dia cakap macam you have to be in a record label kan. So for me macam ada je orang bagi tahu macam don't be in a record label lah.
Okay.
So macam for me macam it's you have to decide for yourself lah macam that thing is good for you or not.
Okay, yeah. I think everyone's journey is different whatsoever, and yeah, it's up to them to decide what they want to be lah and stuff. I'm looking forward to be seeing your up and coming songs releases. Yeah, excited to go to your concert. You know.
Yeah, please come.
Thank you so much, guys,
Thank
for
you.
joining this
Thank you, Brandon.
podcast. And just before we end the podcast, Nisha would like to share her upcoming event for AURUMN.
So we'll be performing at NMF Border Festival at Danau on 30th of August. So that's in Thailand. So be sure to get your tickets because they're running out. And also on 20th of September at Echo Chamber Subang Jaya. So do come and enjoy the music. Be sure to follow us AURUMN on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, and all streaming platforms and listen to our music.